How many do you have?
We have 4 rhinos. We have 3 Indians, 2 male, 1 female, and 1 male, 1 rhino.
And it's how old is it?
He's 21.
This 21 years old.
Yep, the one in here.
That one up there eating is 21.
Inside? Yep,
Yeah.
21. Yep.
What do you feed him?
So he gets alfalfa hay and prairie hay, all the grass he wants. He gets a little bit of fruits and vegetables, and then special supplements for rhinos and elephants.
Is that what that is that he's eating?
Yes,
like
yeah,
little
that's a
special
supplement.
vitamins and
Yep,
all
vitamins,
whatever?
minerals, iron, all that stuff.
So they're vegetarians.
Yes, strictly vegetarian.
And then how
Unless he
old are
gets
the
fat.
other ones?
So we on the next yard, I don't know where she is. She's 7, the mom. Her calf will be a year next month.
Yeah.
And
Aw.
dad is all the way down there, and he'll be 30 in August.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
30 and 7. That's a big age difference for
Yeah.
dad and mom.
How long do most rhinos usually live?
So these black rhinos can usually be between usually their late 20s, early 30s. Indian rhinos live a little longer, kind of late 30s, early 40s.
Yeah.
Really? That's okay. Wait. You have, there's some more questions on this.
Sorry.
You're fine.
There is a bug on that paper. Okay.
We weren't.
Here we go. When and how are the animals fed?
When and how are the animals fed?
So they get fed twice a day. So we take them inside, we give them that supplement, and we come out here, we clean all their yard, we set up their hay. We do the same thing in the evening, bring them in during the night. And if it's good weather overnight, they stay outside overnight.
We ask them what their diet is.
What behaviors do you teach them and why?
So we teach them how to take blood. We take blood from their front legs. We can monitor hormone levels. We can monitor just overall health. We teach them ultrasound so we can track the baby's progress. Not only we do it transrectally and through the abdomen, both of those. We just teach them basic just to lean in, just kind of present those body parts to us just for inspection, alignment on them, that sort of thing.
How long does that take to train them?
Depends on the behavior. Can be a couple days, can be several months. Blood draw is usually a little more longer, just because it's more of a negative thing. They feel
Right.
that pain, so we have to get them used to that.
Do they scream when they see a needle? Do they? I'm kidding. That's a joke. Sorry. I'm sorry I snorted there. Okay. So what about? I had another question about their. Go ahead. Go now next. No, we know what there is.
How much water do they drink daily?
That we don't monitor. They have ad libitum water, which means they get free choice. They have a pool and also a drinker, so they can drink as much as they want.
Was that rhinoceros wagging his tail when he saw you?
He was-
I don't mean that to be. I'm saying seriously.
He did run up the hill when
Yeah.
he saw
Yeah.
me, because he knew that where the food is. They do recognize us. They know their names, that sort of thing.
So what's
So-
his name?
His name's Rudy.
Rudy. And what are the other ones?
So you have Nikki's the mom, Rupert's the baby, and then Chandra's the dad.
Okay.
Okay. So do they have different personality? I know that sounds dumb.
They do.
Like-
He's very laid back. He loves to be scratched, just like a big dog.
Oh, really?
They're
Like
very,
behind the ears and
yeah,
stuff?
all
or-
over. He'll lean in and you just scratch him all over his side.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Chandra's more the scaredy cat, even though he is the biggest rhino we have. They have terrible eyesight, so they spook really easy with stuff that moves fast by them. They rely on their sense of smell and hearing a lot more. Then Nikki and the baby, they just want to be fed.
Really? Is she pretty friendly with her calf as far as now? Like,
She is. She trusts us around him. We're able to separate them. We're able to train with him, that sort of thing.
will he stay here, the baby?
Probably not. Since he's related to everybody else, he'll more likely go somewhere else to breed. Because once they're about 3 or so, mom's done with them, and so he'd have to live by himself anyway.
So does he still nurse at 1?
He does, yeah. Be about 1.5, probably 2 before he stops.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He does eat solid food, but he still nurses.
Sure. Okay, that's interesting. Enrichment. Are there? Well, no, wait. You said you have 2 Indian and
3 Indian, 1 black.
3. Okay, and this is the black one.
Yes.
So he's the one we've got to ask next. So what about enrichment? Like climbing toys, anything like that?
We do.
I see a barrel.
So he gets barrels. There's also hanging barrels with holes in it. And we put food in those, and he has to beat it with his head, and the food falls out. We have all sorts of those kind of things. We do scents. We take perfume or spices, sprinkle it around the yard, so he kind of goes and explores more. What else? We do food stuff. We'll give him special food, peanut butter, watermelon, that sort of thing.
What's his favorite treat?
Probably food. They get what's called monkey biscuits. We use it a lot for training. It's primate biscuits that smell like oranges.
Really?
But it's kind of a grain base, and they really enjoy that sort of thing.
What's the difference between a black and an Indian?
So blacks are from Africa, Indians are from Asia.
Okay.
Blacks have 2 horns, and Indians just have the one.
Okay.
What do you call someone like yourself who study? I mean, like, are you specifically rhinoceros? Like, obviously you're their keeper.
We're kind of the pachyderm.
But just
keepers.
pachyderm
Yeah.
people.
Yeah,
Okay.
because we do the elephants and
Right.
the hippos. Yeah.
Do they switch you guys around some? Like,
So there's
you?
7 of us in our
Yeah.
area. The way this zoo works is each area is kind of confined. Like there's just people that do carnivores. There's just people that do hoof stock.
I see.
So we switch back and forth, kind of who goes between here and elephants usually.
Yeah. Which one's better, this or elephants? You can tell me.
I like rhinos more. It's the first animal I ever trained, so I'm a little more biased towards him.
What kind of training do you have to be a zookeeper? Education, that kind of
So
thing.
you have to have at least, usually they want a bachelor's of some sort, zoology, biology, some sort of science. Then they want a lot of volunteer internship experience, just to kind of get your feet in the door, that sort of thing. And then that's kind of a job interview right there. And that's how I got in. I was a volunteer and was able to work my way up.
How old do you have to be to volunteer here?
14 through 18 is called junior curators. They usually do weekends. And then 18 and older, they do 1 day a week in just a certain area.
So last week when the tiger got out, was that exciting around here?
It didn't really get out, so I guess not really.
He got
Did it
out
get
of.
out?
No,
What
it got.
happened?
It got
So
in an
it got
next
in
cage.
between 2 exhibits, so it was still fenced in and everything. It was actually more confined than it was in its own exhibit.
Yeah.
So not really. I mean, we do drills all the time for that sort of stuff, so we're always prepared for that sort of thing.
That's weird. And wasn't that kind of, that's an unusual thing, right?
It is, yeah.
Here.
Yeah,
Are you from Oklahoma City anyway?
I'm
or-
from Stillwater.
Are you? Cool. Okay, sorry, anything else you
Yeah.
guys want
We
to
gotta
add?
walk.
Do they have like any specific markings, like besides their horns, that you could tell between like the different types of rhinos?
Usually size is a good indicator. Blacks are the 3rd smallest. Indians are the 2nd largest. It goes whites, Indians, blacks, Sumatran, Java, or Javan Sumatran.
Oh, holy cow, I didn't know there were
But
that many.
there's only 1 Sumatran in captivity, and then there's no Javan in captivity. There's only 50 left in the entire world of Javan, and only 100 left Sumatran.
Wow.
Yeah, so they're very endangered.
How about of the black?
So blacks are about 3,500, and Indians are about 3,200. And that's the entire world captivity and the
Wow.
wild. So yeah, very endangered.
Why are they endangered?
For the horn, people believe that it cures cancer, medicinal purpose over there in Asia, which it does absolutely nothing. It's actually the same thing as your hair and fingernails. So you chew on your fingernail, it's like eating a rhino horn. So they just cut it so far down that they leave the rest of the rhino and it dies.
Because it's not ivory, but they
No.
do. I've seen them. Like I've seen things where the rhinos are just bleeding out because someone has taken their horn.
Yep, that's usually what it's for.
Oh, that's awful.
So it's just misunderstood. They
Yep,
they
yep.
think it's magic and it's not.
They do, yep, and it has no purpose at all.
And so this guy here, he doesn't get his horn trimmed or anything.
Nope, the only reason we'd ever use the trim of horns for shipment, just so it's not pointy, but we let them shape it on the concrete, on the poles, all that sort of, they shape it themselves.
That's why you have these things too, is to help with the horn, right?
Yep.
Like cattle sometimes have scratching posts or something or whatever.
Yeah,
right?
he usually uses the poles over here.
Yeah. Oh, I
That's
see.
why they're
yeah.
not painted
okay.
anymore. So he likes to take those off.
Yeah. Excellent. Any other questions? He has to get on with his day.
Do you know like, well, I mean, hang on. Gotta think about this. What type of weather conditions do you think they like the most to be outside in?
They like the rain a lot, actually. They love to get dirty in the mud. Actually, this hole right here is filled with mud, and so when it rains, he'll get in there and he rolls around and it just gets covered.
So he's gonna have a good week this week.
Yeah.
It's supposed to rain all
Yeah.
week.
And that helps him protect him from the sun, just like the
Sun and
elephants do.
insects. Yes.
I see.
So we don't give them baths like we do the elephants. We like them more dirty. That way they can keep that stuff on them and keep it off.
I know it sounds weird. Do they have sensitive skin then? And some, not really, because it's like an armor, but
Yeah.
it's not.
It is sensitive because I mean they feel fly bites and that sort of thing, but it can be several inches thick in spots. So it probably just depends where, especially around their face and their neck. It's real soft skin, so that's probably more sensitive.
And I noticed when we were watching him eat, he's very, I mean, he was picking up little things with his lips, like,
So the black rhinos, they have that prehensile lip, kind of like the elephant's trunk.
Yeah.
So they're more browsers, so rip leaves and branches off of trees and that sort of thing. But the Indians, if you see them, their bottom lips are real flat, and that's because they graze a lot.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
And then white
interesting.
rhinos are just strictly grazers. They have top and bottom lips are very flat, and they're just strictly grazers.
I never thought about that, but that's true. So his teeth are
They're way back
way
there.
back in the back.
He has 4 about that long, and they're pretty far in the back. Indians have 2 incisors in the front, and that's mainly for defense.
And does he keep, like, I know some, like cud or whatever? And
They don't. No.
They just chew it and eat
Yeah,
it.
chew and eat it. Yeah. Sometimes whole.
Huh.
What are their? Who are their predators? Do they have anybody?
They don't have any humans.
Humans, okay, but no natural. So they're the top of the food chain except for us.
Yes. Yeah.
And they're not carnivores, so really
Nope.
they pretty.
Yep, them and elephants are.
Wow. Thank you for
Yeah,
your
no
time.
problem. Thank you,
So
guys.
I know
Yeah.
you're busy, so
What was your name?
Daniel.
Daniel. Thank you very much,
Thank
Daniel.
You guys have a good
Daniel.
day.
Very